You are now listening to the Baseball Aficionado. Back again once more. Happy to be back. Took a little time off, but back at it. And MLB has gotten right into the swing of things again. Obviously, post All-Star break, post trade deadline, all those things. We're going to talk about all those things. I got my friend here back with me, of course, reoccurring guy who comes on, Willy from Bodega Sports, and all those things. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like, comment, subscribe. We love the interaction. Let's keep the engagement going. Follow us on the socials. And of course, away we go. Without further ado, I want to bring back Willy. We're going to give our trade deadline, I guess, reactions, what's going on now with the MLB. Obviously, we talk a lot of Latino players, all those things. The recent announcement of Puerto Rico versus Dominican Republic in Citi Field in November. We're going to talk about that, all that and more. But without further ado, I want to welcome back to the show my guy, my brother, Willy Baez, Bodega Sports. Let's get it.
What's up, Santos? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Living the dream.
Living the dream. Back like Happy Gilmore. Just back at it again.
Hey, we got to address something real quick, bro. That hat. Okay. No, bro. We can't be doing this, okay? You understand that my beloved Mets are playing like crap, right? Yes. Yep. You know, I mean, they got like a bunch of saco de papa, you know, doing in the lineup every day, automatic out. I mean, you could get them out right now. But I see you have that hat. Is there a rhyme or reason for that hat? He's wearing a Phillies hat, guys.
A Phillies
1980s.
Hat. Yeah. You know why? I think the Phillies are going to be the Dominican team in the next 10 years. People will be switching. I'm telling you.
So you're ahead of the curve.
I'm ahead of the curve. I think that a lot of people, I have a lot of family that have moved to Pennsylvania, and they're becoming, you know, a lot of Reading Phils fans for some reason. You know, the AAA or AA associate. So I think people are coming into the Phillies. I mean, I know that they don't keep a lot of Latino players, honestly, like right now. But I think it's gonna be the new Dominican team after they move on from Boston. Eventually, they'll move on from Boston.
Okay, I think they've already moved on from Boston, but you just see the silhouette of Rafael Devers leaving the door. Pero I don't know about that. Phillies, you could be right, but Phillies as the new Dominican team above like San Diego, above the Yankees. Yankees will always have
San Diego is just a face. No, of course, right. The Yankees will always have their fan base. Like they're always gonna have the Dominican.
Right.
The Mets also. The Mets are the anti-Yankees, you know, people that want to go against them. So those are the top two. But the Boston Red Sox were a face, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, that 2004, 2007, all that happened, it was just a face. Same thing with San Diego. After 7 years, once people slow down on Machado and all that stuff, people will come back. And
I don't know. You know what, though? No. Okay. Maybe we have to see, right? From a couple years from now, as far as like San Diego, that will have residual effects, because I know a lot of Dominicans who still root for the Red Sox. So it's like, I don't know about that. Like, you know, I get what you're saying, but it's going to take a lot to ingrain, you know, the Dominican fan base into like the Phillies have never had like a Dominican. And I understand what you're referencing, obviously, in the farm, but they've never had a heavy Dominican presence. So as far as
I get you.
Players, not the fan base, but I mean, they've never had a Puerto Rican fan base, and there's I don't know about anymore. That's what I'm saying. I think there's more Puerto Ricans there than Dominicans.
There's more. Yeah, no, I agree. But yes, I think that the Phillies, since they're always great, whatever, I think they're the team of the future. I'll say that. Anyways,
all right.
Let's talk about the top moves for Latino players. So I don't want to talk about Josh Naylor and all these guys. I want to keep it, you know, for the most part, Latino based, right?
Latino players, yep.
I want to start with a big one. Carlos Correa to the Astros. What do you think? What's your take on it?
Well, we have been whispering about it behind the scenes. You know, there were some sources that were going around. I was telling you, I think it's going to happen. And it happened. Now, I'm not saying I was the one who broke it, but what I'm saying is that there were a lot of rumors. He was unhappy in Minnesota. He knew that they were going to rebuild. He's like, get me out of here. And that's exactly what they did. Great move for the Astros. It's already paying dividends. Obviously, the Astros are not 100% yet. They're banged up. They got a ton of they've had injuries this year, but they're going to start. They're dangerous, especially that, you know, Carlos Correa is going to be motivated to play on this team. I'm telling you, and it sounds crazy. He's had a terrible year to this point, obviously overall, he's gonna have a good rest of this year, and they get in the playoffs, they're gonna be dangerous. I really believe it.
What about the position change? What do you think?
Seamless,
Okay.
seamless. There are players who I had no worries. There are players who you worry about them changing positions, even with Toco all messed up. It still is a better fielder than like 90 something percent of the infielders in the game today. And I don't even think that's an exaggeration. He can field this position as good as anybody. Jeremy Pena is a tremendous shortstop. He can stay there. Correa can keep himself fresh. I think it's a good natural transition. And we may see the best of Correa now that he has less to worry about at short.
Offensively.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
I think you will see better from him. I really believe it.
No. I definitely agree with you. I think that it was the transition to make. Eventually, what's going to happen? He was still good on defensively. You know, it's not like he was slowing down. It was just the nagging injuries
Yeah.
that he always gets.
Yeah, right. And now though, the interesting part is now we got to pay attention to Jeremy Pena, because now it's like a nagging injury here, a nagging injury there. Obviously, he missed time. Jeremy Pena, when he's healthy this year, and I was the biggest critic of Jeremy Pena. I called him Carlos Correa
this year, man.
I called him Jeremy Pena. I called him Carlos Correa light, or whatever, right? Or what was that I called him? Something like that.
Yeah,
Is that what
like Carlos Correa
something?
light. Yeah.
Right. Well, not this year. Okay. So a lot of respect for what he's done this year.
Yeah, no, I was looking into the numbers because I saw somebody arguing about who's better, who's been better. And since 2022 till now, even though ups and downs for both of them, right? Jeremy Pena has them beat
Yeah.
defensively and WAR as well. WAR is
Yeah.
cumulative, of course. Carlos Correa hasn't played as much, but still. And defensively, I thought that it was going to be a notch more for Carlos Correa, but it's been Jeremy Pena. And
Pena, he was okay.
last year,
last year Correa was better. If Correa would have played a full season, he would have been a 6 WAR player. So I want to get that. I want to get that out of the way. But injuries are part of being great is you got to be available. So,
I agree with that. And Carlos Correa, I think, is the best move going back to the Astros. All right, moving on. This one is not really a Latino player, the best one on this deal, but it's Mason Miller getting traded from the A's to the Padres, right? The Latino player comes in for the number 3 prospect in all of baseball.
Right.
Leo DeVries, right? Shortstop for the Padres. Let's start with Mason Miller. Do you like that?
A great move. I think that they owned, the Padres owned the deadline.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close. And this is why I hate to go back to the Mets, but this is what bothers me as a Mets fan, because that's the kind of move you make when you're telling your fans you want to win now. I don't want to hear, we don't want to trade this guy, that guy. No, you want to win now, or you're going to continue to hoard prospects. Now, you're not going to trade everybody. But look at what the Padres did. They got rid of the number 3 prospect in the game. Okay, not just in your organization, because they say, hey, we need to fix this bullpen. Robert Suárez is not going to get it done. We need to win now. And then obviously you got some other prospect like Henry Baez has some upside as well. And Nunez as well. It doesn't hurt when you add a bunch of other guys to the pot and see what sticks,
Yeah.
Plus you got the crown jewel of the system.
Leo DeVries.
Leo DeVries in the Athletics, who are looking to who have been actually fun to watch this year. I gotta be honest. Like I've been watching the A's, which is crazy to think. I think they've been fun to watch. They may be headed in the right direction. So,
they are. But they know that Leo DeVries is for the future. For when they move to Las Vegas, they have a face. If that's who they want them to be, the face of the franchise, right? Or they want somebody. They thought that Mason Miller, right, was going to cost them a lot of money on arbitration when it's coming. And they're like, you know what? It's not worth it right now. Let's just move now that he's very high in the market. Everybody was looking for somebody like him. And they got the number 3 prospect, which, in my opinion, that kid it's a no, like, he's not going to miss. He's
can't miss.
I can't miss prospect in my eyes, right? He's too ready. He's not eating
Um,
salas.
there's no damn. Well, listen, there is no. We learned something in baseball, right? Is that there is no can't miss, but that's what we learned. Like,
Mhm.
and I get what you're saying because I seen it too. He's really talented kid. So I think you're right, but I always try to say be careful with the can't miss because it's
Yeah,
we've
I got
seen it,
you.
but I think he's about as close to that as you can get, though. I
I
agree with
agree.
you. Very
All right.
talented kid.
Number 3, Eugenio Suárez, Gino Suárez back to the Mariners, actually. What do you think?
This was a great move for them. Honestly, it's a great move. The Mariners are trying everything they can to have offense because they've never had offense since like
I agree.
the 90s. They haven't had, or since early 2000s, they don't have any offense. And now they finally have it. Not saying that Eugenio Suarez is A-Rod, but what I'm saying is that for that lineup, he fits
Mhm.
perfect for what they needed. They needed a bopper. I don't
Yeah,
know. This sounds like somebody who, I don't know, like the Yankees probably should have thought about picking up. I mean,
yeah. I mean, they
it's
even
just,
asked him. Everybody thought that he was going to the Yankees. Um, I think that they did great. The Mariners needed a first base and a third base, and they got it with Josh
yeah,
Nader and then Eugenio
right.
Suarez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, they knocked it out the park. I think now they got to win. They got to win,
Yes,
and it's
yes.
going to be tough.
Let's see. They always choke on that wild card. They always choke.
Yeah, they always have a lot of talent, especially with the rotation. Now there are no excuses. You have a lineup. That lineup is formidable.
Hmm.
And I gotta give a special shout out to another player who I criticized a lot. Randy Arozarena has been tremendous this year.
Hmm.
This is the best version I've seen of him in like 4 years.
Since 2020,
Honestly,
actually.
I think this guy has been. How good has this guy been? This guy has been money,
Hmm. No, I
money.
agree.
He is
I
he
agree.
is a fun. This is the guy who I want to see. This is who I expect.
All right. Jhoan Duran to the Phillies.
El
Everybody's
Undertaker.
seen it, right? El Undertaker, the
Oh, love it,
Durantula.
love it, love it. I love it, and that swagger that he has, and I
Mhm.
love it as a baseball fan. I hate it as a Mets fan
Yeah.
because he's not with our team, right? We have a
Mhm.
closer, and we're playing like garbage, and the Phillies are just they're running away. Seems that way. So I love it. But beyond that, what he does, what he brings to your bullpen, Phillies desperately needed it. I feel like their bullpen is bad every year.
Mhm.
So now, no te crea, mira, their bullpen is not great yet, though. They have a weak underbelly, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they bridge to him. But he certainly helps.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that the move eventually on the playoffs is going to be Aaron Nola as a long reliever type of thing. They have moves to make, right? They still have moves to make, and they still have a very good prospect. I forgot his name, but he's a top pitching prospect. Man, what
Yeah, I
was
know
his
what you
name?
mean. Damn,
Anyways, but basically,
Americano.
Americano, very
Yeah,
well
yeah,
put.
yeah. I forgot his
Eh,
name. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyhow, Joan Duran is bringing them life. I think into that bullpen. I think that he's bringing something to the city that they needed. That
Yeah.
basically that whole package of whenever we come in, we're gonna close the door and that's it.
That's it.
And
Close
I
the door.
think they
How many?
needed
How
that.
many times? Yeah, how many times have we seen the Phillies get burned? In a big spot. Y acuérdate que en el caso de José Alvarado no va a estar disponible para los
Yeah,
playoffs because
yeah, he can't.
with the suspension.
Yeah,
So that I think that played a role in this acquisition and in the Yankees and the Phillies being aggressive.
very aggressive. They gave up maybe their best two prospects or top five prospects that they had. Eduardo Tite, he's a catcher
You
from
hear that, right?
Venezuela.
You hear that? You hear what you said, right?
What?
They gave up top prospects. You see?
Yes, they did. They did.
That's what contending teams have to do sometimes.
I agree.
Okay,
Well,
that no,
yeah,
I'm not saying to blow up the farm. I'm not saying that.
I
How
know.
many times you seen the Dodgers, bro? The Dodgers do it all the time. Then they just freaking create a bunch of other ones afterwards. Like that's what you do as a great organization. You're not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to everybody. Like,
I agree. Think about this. James Outman, they traded him this year.
mm-hmm,
It went
mm-hmm.
unnoticed, but James Outman, I think he hit like 3 home runs one time. He
Yeah,
was
right,
catching
right.
everything. He
Yep.
was a he was a ball player for them, right? But in the past few months, they got Diaz's brother. They got a this kid,
Diaz's brother.
Diaz's
He's so
brother.
good. He's so good that his name is Diaz's brother.
And so he comes back into the version that he was. I can't call him anything else but Diaz's brother.
He
He needs to
had
prove me again.
he had he's not gonna come back to nothing. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, no, Alexi's not gonna come back to nothing. Like, this is who he is. Like, he had a moment. This is what he is. Like, he's gonna always be Alexis's Edwin's brother. I'm sorry.
Brother's brother.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm being honest. I'm being real. I want to be wrong, but I'm just he don't have the stuff, bro. He don't have that stuff. You know, that's why you throw in Fernando Cruz there in the high leverage spots when you. That's my guy. That's my guy.
I love Cruz. Love Cruz.
Yeah.
Next one. Not American, but there is a prospect out there that you guys gave up, which is high up there. Jesus Baez is a prospect for the Mets that they had to give up. I think he was with the Cardinals before, so there is something to that. Anyways, but they traded him for Ryan Helsley. I mean, what do you think? What's your opinion on Ryan? First of all,
he's really good. I like his stuff. Now, again, relievers are very like the stock market, right? You try to teams that are not contending, they sell high, right? And while they can to get value. So it's a great move, but if you don't hit, or if your starting pitching is in shambles, like what situation are they gonna pitch in? Like, that's the issue right now. It's like, you ever seen the situation of the Mets reminds me of like and I like them a lot. I think it was a great move. I was happy for the move. But I'm saying, it reminds me of Whack-A-Mole. They have that game, that Whack-A-Mole in the arcade, where you hit the ball and it has a hole and then it comes out of another. That's what the Mets are right now. It's like Whack-A-Mole. They address one thing, then something else surfaces. So I don't know. I like the move though. But
yeah. No, it was a necessary move. I mean, Edwin Diaz can't pitch every day, and you rely on him a lot. So they needed somebody so they can rely on if anything happens. Backup,
Gregory Soto, I think he's good too. I know that wasn't a deadline, it's pre-deadline, but still, you add guys to that. I mean, Jose Buto, what are we like? He's got the word "butt" in his name, like, that's what he pitched like a butt. So
no, but I think Ryan Helsley, honestly, good move. I know that we don't want to give Stearns his roses. At the end of the day, it was the right move.
No, you have to. I don't have issues with the moves he made. I just felt me quedé con hambre. That's my problem. It's like he came, él fue al restaurant, and he brought picadera instead of pica pollo. That was the problem.
I got you.
I just gave you the Dominican translation there. He brought picadera instead of pica pollo. That pica pollo, like,
that will pack you up. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. He didn't do enough, right?
No.
Well, how about this? What about Cedric Mullins? You didn't like that either?
Anybody who pays attention, and I know you watch the AL a lot, especially AL East, he's like this. Declining. Batting average going down. OPS going down. WAR going down. Defensive metrics going down.
Going down.
Everything down. Strikeouts up. Patience is down. Like, everything, by anything you want. Hard hit rate, you could look at the numbers. I looked at them. They're down. Everything is down. Okay, he's got 15 homers. He can feel the ball. Okay. The guy's WAR is like under 1.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Tyrone Taylor is better. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, I could see if you get him plus something. Like honestly, Eugenio Suárez would have been good for the Mets too. Honestly, like, Yankees, Mets, he would have worked anywhere. And you just DH him or whatever. He's not a great defender, but
it's hard. It's hard to get a good third baseman.
It is. Honestly, I understand that, but
with the low, it's funny because they could have had Carlos Correa on a deal because basically he was a salary dump. Honestly, I think they could have gone for Correa, and we've talked about it as well. They could have gone for Luis Robert Jr. I think those two would have been really good for them. But
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
No GM.
Correa was not an option because what happened with Correa was Correa only wanted to go to the Astros. That was it.
Really?
So, yeah. There were teams that were interested, and it was a New York team. So it could have been the Yankees. That's what I was told. It was either the Yankees or the Mets. A New York team was interested. I think it was the Yankees. And he didn't want to go. He lives in Houston. He only wanted to go to Houston. So that was why it worked.
Ooh, okay. Damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at him.
It's true.